Welcome
Y saludos, amigos.
a nuestra presentación, Revenge of the Pod, presented by the Room 303 Network. I'm your host, Luigi. This is my co-host.
Jason, what's up, everybody? Glad to have you back.
We know it's been a while. We tried doing some recordings. It didn't work out. We'll get to more on that. Hopefully you'll catch a segment that we're going to throw out for you guys that we did not get a chance to get to you guys earlier. But we are back, and hopefully we'll get you some spooky stuff next week. But this week we have a lot of shows to catch up on. Jason, we got what three shows to talk about at least?
Yeah, quite a bit, yo. But before we get into that, give them a little bit of Halloween stuff, man. I know this is off topic, but what were you excited about when you were going trick or treating? What candies were you excited about when you were going trick or treating? Yeah, quick segment.
100%, dude. Like as a kid, not gonna lie, some of my favorites were like the colored Tootsie Rolls, the colorful ones, different flavors.
Really?
I loved those. I loved like that like ooze candy that looked like gel and it was just straight sugar. You remember that from when we were kids? They don't sell it anymore.
Yeah, I remember those.
Yeah. I loved those. Now, like I can't imagine eating it. But back then, it was the bomb. And of course, Kit Kats, dude. I've always loved Kit Kats. What about you?
For me, it probably had to been like blow pops. Didn't matter which ones. The ones with the gum inside, right? Those lollipops. Anytime I saw those, I was like, hell yeah. Because I didn't like the Tootsie Pops. Every time I saw those, I was like, damn it. You know?
Yeah, once you got to the end, you're like, eh.
Yeah. All right, I could have had a Tootsie Roll. Like, what the fuck?
Honestly, though, whenever I got a full candy bar, I didn't care what it was. I was hyped. Even if I wasn't going to eat it, I was like, I got a full candy bar.
King size candy bar, right? You have to tell all the kids, like, hey, they're giving out fucking king sizes over here. That and also Duvalines. Grew up in a Mexican neighborhood. We're Hispanic. We're by the border. Duvalines. Fucking love that.
Ooh,
any spicy candy?
Yeah, I was about to say, whenever there was spicy candy, I was like, let's go. I was weird, though. I was like, just throw one of those. Remember Lucas?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I always hope that they throw a little barrel of that in there.
After a while, you kind of have to mix a little. So what I used to do is when I was a kid, you'd have the Lucas, right? Get it about halfway. You're eating it about halfway. And once it gets about halfway, fill like a quart of it with sugar. Game changer. Now it's sweet and spicy.
That's how they make them now. Like they have.
Yeah, dude. Not my high blood pressure. I have high blood pressure because of that shit. You know what I'm saying?
I had it for a while. Not gonna lie, I for real had high blood pressure for a little while.
I still do.
My doctor said lose weight, so I was like, all right.
Okay.
I did forget Butterfinger.
Butterfinger was dope.
I messed around with some Butterfinger. Yeah.
Butterfinger bites back in the day, man. The little bites.
What candies did you, or what things did you hate getting? Like, did you ever get something you were like, what the fuck is this?
Honestly, man, I know the most common one is candy corn, but I was actually kind of cool with that. Tootsie Rolls, dude. So many Tootsie Rolls.
I got someone that gave us apples once.
Yeah, fuck them. You can't do that now.
I also got someone that passed out like religious pamphlets.
Oh yeah, fuck.
Dude, candy.
Your house immediately. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was like, what is this, man?
Word of God, I already know God, bro. Fucking God wants me to have candy. Give me the.
My mom makes me go to church every Sunday. That was good. Let's go into how you been, man. How you doing? What's new with you?
I mean, pretty good. I mean, we recorded some episodes, so probably didn't have a chance to hear it. But hey, I went to my first NFL game this year. Got to see my Broncos in Denver. Very first NFL game ever. Fucking awesome. Love Denver. Went to the Rocky Mountain National Park, dude. It was such a great time. Although when I went, Denver lost, and they haven't been winning. So it is what it is, but it was still a great experience, man. I recommend if you haven't gone to your team in Dallas, I'm pretty sure you have, right?
Yeah, I've seen him play a few times.
Yeah, it's fucking a great experience, man. It's my first NFL game, and I want to go back.
All right, cool. Yeah, I'm not going to talk about my team because there's nothing good to say.
Why?
So,
What are you talking about? Your team is 4-1.
they're 3-1. They're 3-2.
They lost twice. Oh,
They lost real bad.
they lost the Cardinals and the Niners. Yeah, you're right. My bad. My
Okay,
bad. My bad.
I'm not going to talk about that.
No, honestly, that game sucked. For a primetime game, I was like, turn this off. No offense.
No, I mean they are who I thought they were. They are who they always are.
No, you didn't. Don't lie. No, you didn't.
Oh, ask Jermaine, dude. I've been talking about this every single week.
Okay. Okay. Not the Cowboys fans I've been hearing from, like, oh, we got this. Our defense is fucking amazing. We're gonna fucking win the Super Bowl this year.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought our defense was gonna be better. I knew we were gonna lose that game. I was like, I'm pretty sure we're gonna lose this game. Mm-hmm. I thought it was gonna be closer, a little bit closer. I thought it was gonna be more like.
Hey, don't worry. Hey, you guys will pick it up next. You guys are gonna win next game, and then you're gonna be like, "Oh yeah, I knew it. We're all right. You know."
No, this is what's gonna happen. This is exactly what I told Jermaine. We're gonna beat the Chargers and the Rams and think we're good. Then we're gonna lose to the Eagles both times. We're gonna split with Washington. We're gonna lose to the Bills, and then we're gonna lose in the first round of the playoffs as a wild card because that's who we are. That's what's gonna happen.
Interesting. Well, because also McCarthy's not a good coach, so.
And Dak Prescott is not a good quarterback.
Yeah. Well, keep it in the sports world besides football. Right now, the Arizona Diamondbacks are in the playoffs in the wild card. Crush. No, they already went past. I don't follow baseball that much, but they're beating the Dodgers right now, who have our higher seed right now. And if they win today, they're going on to the I don't even know what division they're in, guys. But hey, if they win that, then they're going to the World Series. So Arizona's pretty hype right now. You know, like no one's a Cardinals. There's no one's a D-backs fan until they're doing great. You know what I mean? It's so weird out here in Phoenix. Like no one's a real fan out here until they're doing good. I didn't know any Suns fans until like 2 years ago when they were like went to the finals. It's fucking crazy. So and that's how it feels like. But hey, you know what? The city's doing good. Everyone's like, all right, supporting because no one here from Phoenix that lives in Phoenix is from Phoenix. So it's really hard to get a good fan base out here in the city. But when they are doing good, people support.
Oh, that's fair. I mean, it's hard, right? Since no one's from there. That makes sense.
Yeah. You know, and I'm not a huge fan of baseball, but I'm going for them. So, hey, and I have a D-backs jersey and stuff. I should have worn it today, but you know what?
Still a good second team.
Yeah, you know, it's all good. And lastly, well, I had a new job. I don't know if I told you this since the past podcast, but the job that I work for is a nonprofit. They ask for people to donate blood, and we support our hospitals to help and save lives and stuff like this. But the only reason I'm bringing up my job is because we had an event today for anyone that donated blood from, I want to say May to September. In the Valley, in the Phoenix area, you were put in a raffle to win potentially a new car. And they had that event today. They picked 10 people from that raffle. And out of those 10 people, they picked one person to win a new Volkswagen. So I thought that was pretty cool. I don't know, working with this job for the past 2 months, it just makes me very grateful from the past jobs that I've had. Like, it's just, I love my fucking job right now. Yeah. Donate blood, guys. Donate blood.
For sure. Yes, please donate blood, guys.
If you can. So
Halloween season, you can even feel kind of spooky doing it. You know, what if a vampire?
You know what? Might as well.
Okay. So I don't have any current previews right now. I've been quite busy. Speaking of work, I've been doing a lot of 12 to 13-hour days. So.
Trying to reach these kids, right?
How do I reach these kids? No, honestly, the kids this year, they're so sweet, man. Like,
really? Wow. Yeah, that's the first time I heard that from you.
I'm
just kidding, kids, for if you guys are listening.
My concern is that I'm going to get too attached to this group of kids. because I'm already like starting to create bonds with them that usually you don't get till like the end of the year. Um, I don't know what's going on, but like I'm gonna have trouble saying goodbye by the end of the year. I already know it.
Some good kids, huh?
Yeah, they're really good kids. They're really
Oh, that's
good.
good, man. I see it in your hair. You know, looks like you're growing your hair back.
It's coming back, though. It's coming
Yeah.
back. But yeah, man, I don't have any previews. Just been really busy trying to keep up with work, and I'm almost caught up. I'm almost there. So yeah, let's get into it. Do you have any previews before I just jump us straight into TV land?
Yeah, just a quick one. Killers of the Flower Moon with Martin Scorsese's movie is coming out next Friday, October 20th. So make sure you guys go catch that. It's gonna be a great movie, and definitely support. Um, it's gonna be one that's gonna be an Oscar worthy. I mean, you can already feel it, right?
Oh,
I know
absolutely.
we're hyping it up, but hopefully it's not that case. But yeah, friend of the pod, also part of Room 303. He's going to be here down here, so we're going to go try and catch that movie together. So shout out Eric.
So Eric, um, I can't wait to see that movie. We were trying to read the book before the movie came out, but it's been hectic. So we'll see.
I feel that. I feel that. So let's get into it. Let's hop into this TV land.
All right, so let's do a couple things that you've seen before we get into anything that we've both
That
seen.
we both seen.
Yeah, give
Yeah.
us a quick review. I know that we've talked about it already. We know that these came out in the summer, but Jason got to see Elemental and Little Mermaid. What did you think of those movies?
Let's get a recap. Okay, yeah, cool. So I was actually really excited to see Elemental. I wanted to see that in theaters, but I'm also kind of glad I didn't. Um,
I really like
Honestly, man, Pixar is just it
it.
hasn't been hitting for me lately, bro. Like it just it was cool. Um
You saw with Jamie, right?
Saw it with Jamie, yeah, but I kind of feel like she felt the same way. Like it just wasn't, it's just I don't know. I just Pixar just hasn't been hitting as of late. I didn't really feel like the relationship between I already forgot the character's name, man. That's how forgettable they are.
Wait
Uh
a number.
there we go. Wait and Ember. Wait and Ember. I mean, it was cool. Like I like that love story. Like it's kind of nice to kind of integrate like an interracial relationship, right? Like because I feel that like
It's very much like a metaphor for that, yeah.
yeah. I mean, because like I'm Hispanic, Jamie's she's not. So like it's kind of I mean my mom only speaks Spanish, so like when they have to communicate, like it's kind of interesting. But my mom loves her, and yeah, I'm pretty sure Jamie does too. Like and my mom. It's funny. We went to go eat at my mom's house the other day, and we were there just to eat. And we're in the car, and then Jamie was telling me, he's like, it's kind of sorry if I'm putting my information out there. She's like, it's just kind of funny, like we go there to eat, and then like we leave like right away. Like I was like, I don't know, like it's just I think my mom's love language is feeding me and feeding you, and like trust me, like, and she knows. I think that's how my mom like tries to communicate with Jamie because she knows that they can't really speak to each other. Just
Not on
because
the same level, right? Yeah.
exactly. So the way my mom's trying to show love to her is by feeding her. So she's always like, "Hey, come over here and eat," even if it's just for a little bit. Like, so I think it's just kind of very interesting of like that dynamic in Elemental, which I really loved. But at the same time, it was just kind of very forgettable, I would say. Um,
It wasn't my favorite Pixar movie,
yeah,
but
I
the
agree.
more I watch it, the more I do enjoy the movie. Uh, I think it is a kids movie, so I was about to say it's a big hit with the kids. A lot of the kids really like Elemental. So I can't say that it didn't hit the audience that it wanted. I think they probably wanted a little bit more of the teenager and adult couple. I don't know if they got that, but it was a pretty solid movie.
Yeah, and then you kind of see like the whole like parent situation where they're like just trying to work for a living and just trying to give your kids a better life, and you kind of like lose yourself with growing your kids and showing affection to them. Like it's kind of like that whole like immigrant life. Like I'm trying to do better for you, and they kind of forget like shit. I need to see what they want and their needs. So like I kind of like that whole aspect of it, but at the same time, like I just don't know. I think the movie could have been better. But I did. Yeah, now I'm thinking about it. Like I kind of enjoyed it. So versus from when I watched it to now, I'd probably give it a 6.9. Yeah.
Oh, I'd put it around there too. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I remember after watching it, I was giving it like a 5 something. So I think now after I think about it and talking about it, I'm like, you know what? It wasn't so bad.
If you rewatch, obviously you don't have kids to watch it with, but if you rewatch with kids, it's a lot of fun. But if you just rewatch in general, there are things that like you appreciate a little bit more the second time around, knowing the whole story. I think one of my favorite lines in that movie though is when Ember is talking to Wade about, because Wade is telling her like you should try to live your own life, like you have your own goals, you have things that you want, you should go for that, you shouldn't just give up everything. And she's like, you don't understand, my parents gave up everything for me, so she pretty much says like in return I feel like I need to give everything up for them too.
Right.
And it's like, oh shit, that is the feeling you
get.
get.
Feel like that.
Yeah. So that one stuck with me, which I really enjoyed it in the movie. Anyway, go ahead and tell us how you felt about Little Mermaid, because I know we were opposite on that too.
I was surprised, dude. Honestly, I really enjoyed it. Honestly, I'm a little that CGI, man. It kind of like really messes us up. I feel like they messed up our boy Flounder a lot.
And Scuttle, I didn't enjoy Scuttle at all. Aquafina and Scuttle,
yeah, Aquafina, Scuttle,
funny, but not a Scuttle.
That rap song that they had was also terrible.
Really
the Scuttlebutt or something. The Scuttle something.
I don't know. The only new song I liked was Prince
Eric's song. Yeah. Prince Eric's song was actually pretty cool. That was a new song. Other than that, man, I feel like Ursula's characters, both of them, did amazing. The girl that played the beautiful Ursula, fucking without saying any words, fucking did amazing. Like within her reactions of like, I don't know, I fucking thought she was phenomenal. She was only there for like maybe a whole minute, but I fucking loved her character, and I just loved Ursula's character too. The like redoing the renditions of the old songs too. I enjoyed them, dude. I thought it was fun. It's probably like maybe one of the best live action movies that I've seen for Disney, personally. But
I thought Melissa McCarthy and
Melissa McCarthy as Ursula. There you go.
I don't remember Ariel, but I thought they both did a really good job.
You know what? It's tough to act as
Halle Bailey
without having to say anything. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Ariel's part, like there's some moments where she couldn't speak, like some of her acting chops, I guess, just didn't really. I was like, I mean, you could have done a little bit better, but it is tough to act without having to say words. But like, there's some moments where I'm like, could have been a little bit better, you know? So I don't know. That was my only take from it, but I really did enjoy it. And would I watch it again? Honestly, yeah, I probably would.
If my daughter had me watch it, I'd watch it again. I don't know if I would watch it again on there.
Really? Okay. I mean, I would.
Yeah, you're looking back on it. Yeah, I think Melissa McCarthy and Halle Bailey did a really good job for me. There were some decent songs. I thought whoever played Sebastian did a pretty good job as well.
Yep. That was good.
But overall, I was just like, I've seen this story, and I think the cartoon's still a little bit better. So
I would probably agree. Yeah, I would agree too.
Yeah, so I was like, why did they bother? But they keep doing it, so we're gonna keep talking about them.
Made some money.
Beats Pinocchio, though.
What?
No. No.
Which one?
You didn't like Tom Hanks as Geppetto?
You're being sarcastic, aren't you?
Dang! I thought you caught it immediately. I was like, come on.
Well, it's because for a second I thought you were talking about Benicio del Toro's. No, Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. Sorry.
No, that's
Benicio
really
del Toro's the actor.
Yeah. That one's actually good.
That one was good. That one was great. It's kind of sad, but yeah, it was great.
Yeah, very depressing, especially at the very end. You're like, Jesus Christ, you're giving me too much real life stuff right now. All right, let's go into. I have personally seen something that you have not, and I've been shouting it from the rooftops that people need to watch this show. I finished third season of Reservation Dogs, third and final season. So if you ever try to catch up on Reservation Dogs, guys, it's super quick. I think it's like 10 episode seasons, and they're all 30-minute episodes. Very deep, very relatable events in people's lives. It's just things that happen to people. And, not even just the crazy stuff that happens. Obviously, some of those things aren't as relatable, but just seeing how that community deals with the same issues that all of us deal with is very heartwarming. And it's also very, to me, there were a lot of moments that felt very deep, for lack of a better word. It felt deep. I felt the emotion of the characters. I understood their struggles. I understood where they were coming from, and just trying to be better and do better, not just for yourself, but for your legacy, for your culture, for your people. And I think anybody who's proud of their heritage can understand that. So it was a very good show, man. I cannot stress enough how much I enjoyed that show. I highly recommend you would watch it, Jason. I think you'll really like it.
I mean, you're not wrong. Like I watched 2 episodes, and for some reason we stopped watching it. But I really did enjoy the first 2 episodes that I did see. And I know you said that the way they closed this last season was kind of a really good ending, because I feel like there's a lot of shows that they go too long. And the fact that you said that, like, hey, I like the way they ended it. Yeah, maybe it was only 3 seasons, but maybe sometimes you just only need to go 3 seasons. And I feel like a lot of shows should do that. They're like, they went too far with it. Although we fucking love that show and it probably gets a lot of viewership, there's sometimes we're like, yo, that season sucked. They should have just ended that, you know?
Yeah, no, this is one of those where you're left. I think the previous, I'd say most of the rest of the season is better than the final episode. But the final episode makes sense. It works for the ending of the show. It works for the ending of the season. And it works to just wrap everything up that's left to be said on the show. And it's honestly, it's beautiful. It is a beautiful show, man. It's funny. It's crazy. It cares. And it really shows a good depiction of life, apparently, in Oklahoma. A lot of people from Oklahoma have been, getting on the internet saying, like, no, yeah, that's what it looks like there. That's how people act there. Like, this isn't too far off from the truth. Like, this is real. I thought that was really cool.
That's cool, man. But yeah, I mean, overall, what would you give it? Sorry, Little Mermaid, I would probably give that a 7.2, by the way.
I haven't rated a lot of shows, I don't think. So that might be, well, it's finished. So I would give it, God.
Just season 3, by the way.
Oh, just season 3.
And then give me your overall rating, I guess. Might as well, right? Since they finished.
Season 3, like a 9. Probably give it a 9. Overall show, like an 8.5. I'm just throwing out numbers right now. How I feel.
Yeah. How you feel right now in the moment. I get it.
Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah. Available on Hulu, guys. Available on Hulu.
Full show.
One show that I just want to bring up real quick. I know Luigi has yet to watch it. I'm already a few episodes in. Amazon Prime. It's out on Prime Video. It is the spinoff to The Boys. Bro, I just want to say this real quick before we get into it. We'll talk about it next episode. It is really good. And Jamie actually likes it better than The Boys. It has that Boys vibe to it, man. I forgot because season 3 came out of The Boys last year, right? So we were watching Gen V and we're like, totally forgot that The Boys was like this gory and raunchy and stuff like that. Like there was just like moments where like totally forgot that that this is what this show's about, and it was hilarious.
The Boys is still probably some of the craziest things I've ever seen on television.
No, and they do this show Gen V is very like The Boys. You're like, whoa, all right, cool, penis, nice.
Spoilers, guys, spoilers. But season 3 of The Boys when he shrinks down into that guy's penis and then blows up because he sneezes, I was like, did I just see that? Did I just watch this happen?
Trust me, bro. Like this show has something very similar to that. So just letting you know.
All right, fair enough. I'm ready. I'm ready for it.
But yeah,
Also,
it's out now.
Invincible season 2 coming soon, dude. It's what, November?
Which
It's
one?
right around the corner. Invincible season 2, finally.
Oh yeah, it's coming out. Yeah. Also, my Rick and Morty fans, this Sunday. No, came out this past Sunday. First episode of season 7 came out already, I think, or this Sunday. Either one, it's coming out. Check it out.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right, let's talk about a couple things that we've both seen. Oh, actually, I have a couple more. Should I talk about those first?
Yeah, that I haven't seen. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So I went to the movies this weekend. I actually got to go to a movie. It's been a hot minute. Went to see The Creator. Jason, have you seen The Creator?
How was that? I've been wanting to watch that, but how was it? With our boy John David Washington, right?
Yeah, John David Washington's a lot of fun. If I'm being honest, I didn't love it. I didn't hate it.
It's like some AI shit again, right?
Yeah, I just felt like there were a lot of moments where, because it tries to be a very realistic story, even though it's with AI. And there are moments where you really have to suspend your disbelief and you're like, okay, that just doesn't make sense. This doesn't make any sense. And that would take me out of the story. Like, it was enough to take me out of the story.
Really?
So, yeah, and there were moments where.
Well, let me ask you this. How did you feel about I'm talking about other AI movies that I'm trying to think about right now. Chappie and
Really like
Machina.
Ex Machina was fantastic. I like both of those movies.
Okay, so then this one you're like saying like that didn't take you out of the story, but this is taking you out of the story?
Yeah, there are things that happen in this movie where you're like, that doesn't track with everything that you're telling me. Why would this doesn't make sense. This just doesn't make sense. The plot has some pretty cool things that happen within the story. The action is fantastic. I think a lot of the acting is pretty solid with what they're given. I think dialogue, there are lulls in the story where the people I was with were having trouble getting through the movie. So I will say that I personally had moments where I actually was checking my phone. So I was like, that's not a good sign. That being said, it is not bad. I just, like, if you don't get to see it in theaters, as much as I want John David Washington to have a blockbuster hit, because kind of.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare.
I just don't want this to be a career killer for him because it's not that bad of a movie and he didn't do a bad job. But it's not special. I'll say that. To me, it wasn't special. I know that I've got some people that we know that are probably going to lose their minds. But it wasn't special to me. I'd give it like a 6.5, 6 point between. Let's go 6.6.
Some of the people in our circle, they like the movie then.
I thought so. From what I saw, I thought a few of them, when they mentioned having seen it, they were like, it was amazing. And I was like, it was all right. Like,
okay.
I enjoyed it. Would I watch it again? Maybe not the whole thing, but I'd watch parts.
Gotcha.
You know? Yeah, so there's that.
Okay.
And then the last one for me, a personal favorite of mine. This is my anime input here. Netflix released a new season of Castlevania. This is Nocturne. Go ahead.
I thought you meant One Piece. Go ahead.
Still working on One Piece. Thank you for mentioning that one.
That's also on Netflix.
Yes, also on Netflix. Both on
live
Netflix.
Action.
One Piece is the live action though, and I'm really enjoying it. Just haven't had a chance to finish it. So viewers, will talk about that one a little bit later. But no, Castlevania Nocturne. It is set several centuries after the original Castlevania show, and it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. I think I think the story in the first one is hard to beat because the characters are so great. and they really set it up very well. It actually feels darker. The first one feels darker than this one does. But this one introduces really cool characters, really cool story arcs that they're going to be working on. A second season is coming. There are some twists and turns in the story that you don't see coming, which I really enjoyed. It's set during the French Revolution, so that's pretty interesting. It puts you in a place in history and connects the vampires to it.
I get it. I see why you like it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I like horror and I like history, so yeah, it's got me. And it doesn't have too much anime awkwardness, is what I would say. I know when some people watch animes, they're like, I can't get into it. It just feels like the dialogue feels awkward. You're like, yeah, I get that. The show doesn't have that style. It feels like an adult cartoon, I guess. So I really am enjoying it. I just finished the first season a little bit ago. I'm excited for the second season. Check it out, guys. Castlevania Nocturne on Netflix. If you like anime, if you like horror, if you like action, it's got plenty of action. It's got magic. It's got vampires.
I mean, would it be anime if there wasn't any action? You know what I mean?
There are some animes that are just like comedies or dramas
but they have some action.
I'm telling you, man, some don't. Some really don't.
Send me some animes that don't have action. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, for real. I watched one the other day. Well, I guess I watched a movie. I told you about it. Your Name. That one had some action because there was
There you go. That's all I'm saying.
There was a comet that hits, but there's like no fighting or anything like that. A comet hits. So if you count that as action.
Fair enough.
But yeah, check out Castlevania Nocturne. You will not regret it. I promise you that. Last thing for us, though, let's go into the things that we have both seen. Let's start with Ahsoka. Jason, I'm going to let you take it away. You're the king of Star Wars on this podcast. On this podcast, there's only two of us. You could be the king. Come on. Don't say no.
Remind me. I know it's been a while, but I think the last time we spoke about it, season 1 and 2 had already come out, right?
Episode 1 and 2?
Yes, not okay. Season 1 and 2. Fucking yeah, I know, right?
Yes, episodes 1 and 2.
Yeah,
now was finished.
1 and 2 had come out. We realized that there's a possible chance that Ezra may still be alive, and right, they start talking about Thrawn possibly being able to come back. So I'm gonna try and speed this up because a lot of shit happened, and this is all pretty old. Sabine, Mandalorian. You find out that her whole family is gone from a Mandalorian purge, I guess, from their planet, and you kind of get the sense that Ahsoka was a part of that, and I think that's why she has resentment towards Ahsoka. Doesn't really explain that in the show. That's why I wanted to bring that up. But Ahsoka tries to take Sabine as an apprentice again in Rebels. If you guys haven't seen Rebels, again, go ahead.
I did know that the purge of the Mandalorians happened during the Empire, right? So Ahsoka had something to do with that?
I don't know. It's kind of said that like she was there when it may have happened or not, or something like that.
That's right. In I think it was in Clone Wars. Remember, she's fighting Darth Maul.
Yeah, exactly.
While they're bombing the planet.
Exactly, and she's trying to take down Maul, where like this whole thing is happening. So it's very interesting. It brings back the Clone Wars, and obviously it ties into a lot of the Rebels cartoon series. Again, guys, honestly, some of my favorite Star Wars content. I know I keep sounding like a fucking what's it called?
Broken record?
Like a fucking broken record. But honestly, some of the best stuff in Star Wars is literally Clone Wars and Rebels. In my opinion, I probably cried more in those cartoon series. And you're like, well, why did the clones do this? Why did Anakin do this? Like his turn to Vader, like didn't make sense in the prequels. Well, guess what? The Clone Wars and the Rebels explain all that shit for you, and then you kind of appreciate Anakin more. And that's why people, like, when they brought back Hayden Christensen back as Vader in these shows, people were like fucking stupid happy. Why? Because the Clone Wars and the Rebels gave his character more development, which is kind of unfortunate. And I think that's why a lot of people tend to love Andor so much because it does a lot of character development without us having without them having any plot holes. And I think that's why everyone loves, personally, me and other people that I've spoken to love Andor, because there's no really plot holes. It's just like, oh, you see how the Empire is taking over different people and why people are going to start to rebel eventually. So it's a nice story in Andor, by the way. Not even talking about Ahsoka at this point, but anyways, Ahsoka just brings everything back together. So if you haven't seen Rebels and Clone Wars, I wouldn't say you're kind of far off of like stuff that's happening, but you would still be able to enjoy it. You get to see Thrawn for the first time, and Ezra. You find out that Thrawn and Ezra are still alive in a different galaxy. They bring the Purgles, like just everything that you see, like the Purgles, again, the space whales. Ahsoka is able to bring them back. There's this one episode where Ahsoka is almost dead, but she's able to connect with Anakin, and Anakin is probably a Force ghost. She doesn't know about this, but she's close to death, but he's pretty much going back to finish her training because they never got to finish their training together, which is a lot of fucking more tying into the Clone Wars and stuff like that. It's just a lot of stuff that I really loved about it. And they're building up so well, kind of towards the end where I kind of, they left us off on cliffhangers, especially with the character in Balin. We don't know what he's about, and you kind of see like he has a very important role. And unfortunately, he passed away right when the show came out. So even if he does come back, because it seems like there is going to be a season 2, even if he does come back, it's going to be from a different character. So there's just a lot of more stuff going on to it. But overall, like I really enjoyed it. I don't know what am I missing. Thrawn looks like he's going to come back to try and take over the Empire. For people who don't know who Thrawn is, he is pretty much Palpatine, the Emperor's second-hand man behind Vader. He gets taken away by Ezra to say back in the Rebels to save the galaxy. This guy is a tactical genius. He's very smart. He's not strong like Vader. He's not a fighter, but he's very smart. Palpatine only trusted humanoids, people like us. And if you see Thrawn, he's a blue character. Palpatine is kind of a racist. He's kind of like Hitler, I guess you would say. But this person was so smart and so tactical in the stuff that he did that Palpatine trusted him and gave him that high ranking. So kind of give you an example of like how strong this villain is. And it seems like he's going to be in Dave Filoni's movie that he was greenlit to have. I mean, I don't know what's happening with his strike that happened. It seems like Disney's pulling back on a lot of movies and TV shows. So I don't know what's going to happen right now in the Star Wars saga area, but it still seems like Dave Filoni's movie is going to happen. And I think that's what's leading towards that. Thrawn's going to be the very next villain in movie theater. And I think that's what season 2 Ahsoka going to tie in with Mandalorian and all that stuff. So very exciting stuff. Very exciting stuff for me.
Yeah, I thought a lot of those storylines played out. What they did do well on this show is they don't really take you a lot of places except for showing you that Thrawn is back. But they did do pretty decent character development and letting us know, like, oh, Ahsoka was worried that Sabine was going to turn to the dark side. You know, that's why she stopped training her.
Right.
We see Ahsoka's journey as a character, how she's able to conquer her own demons when she's training / fighting with Anakin / Darth Vader. His not Darth Vader in the black outfit, like Darth Vader, red-eyed Anakin. I thought that was pretty interesting to watch.
I did love that. That's like just her fighting herself. Like, what if I turn Sabine because of my master? Like, am I wrong because my master turned into the dark side and I left the Jedi Order? Like, what
role did I play in that?
Yeah, like what role do I play in that? And like, who's to say that I'm not going to turn Sabine into the dark side either? So like, you kind of see that in that show. I love that you brought that up, by the way.
Yeah, I thought they did really good things. Seeing Ezra come back in that battle with the pretty much undead stormtroopers that the Night Sisters bring back with their powers, the sword that they gave. God, what's her name?
The grandmother. No, it's not. something like that. The grand sister or something like that, the grandmother or some shit like that.
Yeah, but the one that plays her, gosh, she was pretty much the what we thought was the main villain at the start. Morgan Elsbeth. There we go. Morgan
Yeah,
Elsbeth. Morgan Elsbeth's character, and when she fights Ahsoka, that was a lot of fun to watch as well. I think the fact that they're in this old galaxy, I know Ahsoka and Sabine are going to follow the storyline that Baylan Skoll was supposed to. I don't know what they're going to do if they're going to replace him or not, but we are going to see what he was looking for and this power. Hopefully, this power either helps the Jedi, right? That's the hope, or they have to destroy whatever it may be. Either way, I'm excited to see that. I just feel like they did leave us wanting a bit more. You know, to be fair, they gave us a lot in Mandalorian season 3. They gave us a lot. Those last 3 episodes were just like a wild ride, specifically the last 2. Those felt like a movie. The last 2 episodes of this show did not feel like a movie, and that's okay.
right.
We'll see. We'll see what they do in season 2 to see how that goes.
Yeah, no, I agree, and it kind of feels like what is Thrawn going to do when he gets back to the Empire? Someone, I can't remember who it was, but it was one of those fan theories. It looked like Dathomir is going to play a part. Remember how like they were able to bring back the dead? Well, Dathomir, they're trying to go back to Dathomir, where that planet was destroyed by Count Dooku and the Separatists. They were destroyed. The Night Sisters were destroyed because they were powerful within the Force in their own with that witch magic and stuff like that. But it seems like they might go back to try and resurrect them so they can fight with for the Empire. That's kind of what it seems like it's going to. Could be wrong, but that was just a fan theory that I thought was really interesting. But yeah, no, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I really enjoyed it. A lot of people were saying like, "Hey, this is really good." It just kind of fell off at the end. Overall, though, I recommend it, and it seems like a lot of people did really enjoy it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I don't hate that I watched it or anything.
Yeah, 8.2, 8.1.
Oh, that's
Mm-hmm.
high. I'm at a
It's
6.
Star Wars for me, so like it's just I loved it. So
I'm at a 6.7, maybe 6.8.
there was just a lot of moments where I'm like, I really loved again, like that whole Anakin and Ahsoka, like them going back into the Clone Wars and her seeing her as a kid and stuff, and like that alone to me was just like, so
I know you get to see not Rebels. I'm sorry,
the clones,
Clone Wars played out in live action, which is great.
yeah, which kind of just like so
One more time.
yeah, you know.
No, absolutely. So can't wait to see more of that. Let's see what Star Wars comes up for us next. Jeez, I could not get that sentence out.
It was great.
Let's move on to The Continental, my friend.
What is that?
Show on Peacock based on John Wick series about the hotel, The Continental.
Oh, John Wick series. Okay.
I think I've heard of that.
Yeah, so The Continental, guys, if you guys aren't a fan of John Wick or if you guys haven't seen any of the John Wick movies, The Continental is a hotel where John Wick goes to where assassins can go and be free of being killed by other assassins, even if they have a hit on them. There's no killing in this hotel. Throughout the whole series of the movie, you kind of see a little bit more later on into the movies. And there's this head guy that owns the building, older guy that respects John Wick and befriends John Wick because they have a good relationship. Well, this story is pretty much the prequel and how he got the Continental. So you don't see John Wick in this show, but way before him. I think John Wick is still in his dad's nutsack at this time.
Possibly,
right? Yeah. But yeah, you see a young what's his name? Frank. He's his brother. What's his name? Winston. Yeah. So you see a young Winston and how he, I guess, how he gets to be in this role in this world with the high table and like how he becomes that and how he ends up getting the hotel. I love the storyline. I love where it went. Not as much as action as I thought that there would be, but the action that we got was fucking awesome. Like it felt very John Wick. I felt like I kind of want a little bit more, but again, it's the John Wick movies. There's barely any dialogue. This one has a lot more dialogue and more
A lot of
story.
world building.
A lot of world building, a lot of storytelling, which I am all for because I love that John Wick world. So I thought it was very interesting. You get to see Winston's character development and all the people that he befriends to become part of his team, which I thought was great. My favorite character was probably the sniper dude, the old man. And at the very end, when he finds that lady, right, and takes her out on a date. I don't know if you finished watching it.
Go ahead.
He ends up well, he's a sniper and he kind of like handcuffs the old lady. He's like, I apologize, I'm sorry, I just have to do this. But like he's being polite at the same time, but also like like telling her that you probably shouldn't water your plants too much, but like kind of flirting with her at the end. And at the very end, he like lets her go, like, thank you for letting me do this. You'll never see me again, kind of thing. And then she kind of like closes the door and is like, well, you mentioned a botanical garden, and I kind of really like to go to that. So like, I don't know. I thought that was really cute. I say cute, whatever. I thought it was really cool. Like, his character was really dope. So
yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed Winston. I enjoyed, the young version of Lawrence Fishburne's character, his sister.
yeah,
all the characters. The
I'm
cop.
kind of interested to see what happens to the sister, bro, because we see Lawrence Fishburne in the movie and later on, but we don't see his sister. So what happens?
Maybe she gets out of that life. I don't know.
Maybe. Also really liked Hansel and Gretel, the villains.
The twins,
Yeah, the twins. That they were really interesting villains. I really like them. They didn't say a word. They were just assassins working
true
for
to the John Wick way.
they were just working for Mel Gibson's character, who's also an asshole, but also great in itself.
Yeah, Mel Gibson played a great villain in this. He's such a piece of work. He's a piece of work. I'll say that.
Oh, dude,
I thought the opening scene of the show was really solid. Actually, when they're taking the door off of that safe, then he has to shoot his way through the Continental and jumps out a window. I thought all of that was really good.
Oh, amazing!
Really good start to the show. The opening credits are really fun. As Jason mentioned, they're very James Bond. I liked that comparison. Definitely saw that there. So I definitely enjoyed this show. I will be honest, it is okay, Jason. I've not finished it, but I did want our listeners to hear about it. So tell them how it ends, man. Tell our listeners. You already told me a little bit through text and right now, so that's cool.
Damn.
I was hoping that you would, so that I could be like, no, just say it.
Damn. Okay. Well, yeah. There's that one moment. Yeah. So you know who the sniper I'm talking about. Obviously come on, you know what happens, right? Winston obviously takes over the Continental, but after they get rid of Mel Gibson and the Hansel and Gretel, they do end up dying, which is in a pretty cool fashion. Asian girl, the one that was dating Frankie.
Oh yeah.
She was getting ready to commit suicide. Like she ends up having both of them at their knees, getting ready to kill him. She's about to commit suicide, like with the bomb, and it's kind of a flashback of her first scene of how she was going to kill herself. And she ended up doing it because she saw Frankie. So she was about to do that with them. She's like, we're gonna die together. But Lawrence Fishburne's character comes, the young Lawrence Fishburne comes and like kind of distracts her a second, and like they kind of like get away, and a whole fight scene happens, which is badass, by the way. And somehow like she gets a gun and shoots Hansel's the guy, right?
Yeah.
Shoots him right in the head. Boom. He's dead. And then it leaves an epic battle between her and the sister at the end. And that shit's fucking epic. And she ends up taking her out.
I can't wait to see that.
Dude, it's so sick. It's so sick. Yeah, dude, like it's really cool. And then you come to find out the cop, this one's a big spoiler. I don't know if I want to ruin it. Fuck it, I'll ruin it for you. The girl cop, the one that's been searching for Winston and like trying to figure everything out.
Yeah.
You know when Frankie and Winston threw a bottle to blow up the hotel, like a hotel or something, and like kids were in there and family members were in there.
Oh,
Remember
when they
that?
were kids.
Yeah, and there was kids in there.
Hmm.
The cop was that cop's family. So
Oh,
all along she's been searching for Frankie and Winston to kill him because like you killed my family when you guys were kids. So this whole time she's been trying to look for them. Dude, it
oh
was
my
like
God.
yeah, dude, it was good. It was cool, man. It was cool.
So
Um,
does she try to kill
she
Winston?
finally gets Winston. She's about to kill him and she's about to put him in flames. And then sniper dude comes and shoots her, but like doesn't kill her because he's he's kind of blind now. So it is this and then it ends up at the end like he's like on his knee. Winston's about to tell her, he's like, I only did this because blah blah. I was working for Mel Gibson, so it kind of they somehow they manage to get away from each other, and then Winston and Mel Gibson are with each other. Mel Gibson's about to kill Winston, and guess who comes? The female cop.
Oh,
Boom, kills Mel Gibson. Yeah, so
man.
it kind of all comes like full circle, dude. It's so cool.
That's
Uh,
cool.
and then the girl with the mask, right? The one
Yeah.
that's on the high
You
table.
see her face?
Huh? You get to see her face.
What happened to it? What's wrong with it?
Ah, dude, it's there's no lips, there's nothing. It's just jaw. So yeah. But guess what? You're right. She's a messenger for the high table. She's like, okay, Winston, great job. I was like, like he's really nothing, right? Like we're gonna come after you and kill you. Like he's like, well, I'd like to talk to high table, and she's like, you won't have a chance. He's like, well, and this is how it ends. It's like, well, actually, yeah. I was like, I'll probably will talk to him if you're dead, and I know you're just a messenger. And boom, kills her, dude.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, dude.
What a way to go. Dang, Winston's a gangster, man.
That's how it ends, bro. It was so crazy. It was the last episode was very dope. An hour and 37 minutes. That's how long it was.
Each episode is about that long.
Yeah, they're about that long. Yeah, but yeah, this one was definitely longer. But oh my god, Continental guys, highly recommend if you're a John Wick fan, especially.
Chef's
Highly
kiss.
recommend. Yeah, and if you just like good shows, man, like this one, it gives you the story, and then you're just like, even you guys don't even have to watch John Wick. If you've never seen John Wick, watch this show. It's fucking sick.
Yeah, I'm very excited to finish that up. Man, that's a lot.
Yeah, dude, it was a lot, and they closed everything pretty well. And it's kind of like, oh, looks like there's gonna be a season 2, so I'm kind of interested in
What's
that.
going on here?
Yeah.
All right, cool. I'm glad to have heard it. What would you rate it? I'm not going to rate it till I actually watch it. But what would you rate it?
I think just because I just finished watching it, I'd probably give it like a 8.5. I really enjoyed it, dude. I enjoyed it a lot. Yeah.
Okay. I'll keep you updated when I finish it. Definitely excited to watch that. Anything else you got for us, Jason?
That's it.
Right.
Sorry, I was like, let me check my notes here for a second. No, that's pretty much it, man. I watched You People on Netflix.
How was it?
It was not good. With Jonah Hill and Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I don't recommend watching it.
Fair
It was
enough.
all right. Yeah.
Yeah. I finished Dragon Ball Super with my daughter.
Oh, the show.
Yeah, if you're a Dragon Ball fan, it's worth watching some of it.
So you got to see Urine and so you got to see the tournament of power.
I did. Yeah.
Yeah. I liked it a lot. I like Dragon Ball Super, bro.
I thought I watched it and I was like, oh, I could see why other people don't want to see this. But I'm like, I'm invested. I'm decades into this. I'm gonna watch this.
Super Saiyan Blue, dude. Oh, Ultra Instinct.
Yeah.
Goku.
Autonomous Ultra Instinct. Yeah.
Autonomous Ultra Instinct. That shit was so fire. Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun to watch those things. Some of the other things that you're just like, really? Again,
yeah. I didn't like the
10 minutes, bitch. What?
Yeah, I don't like the Goku Black Saga.
I did like that.
You like that? That one I didn't like too much.
So the only reason I like it is because I really like Future Trunks and I like that like dystopic future type of storyline.
Weird.
Yeah, so it's not so much because the villain, it's all right. It's cool to see Goku fighting against the good guys because you've always wondered like, what happened?
But is it really
like
Goku?
Superman,
It's not really
right?
Goku. Yeah.
Huh?
It's not really Goku, but
Yeah, it's not. But he's got all his powers. But yeah, Yeah, watch that. I don't necessarily recommend unless you're already a Dragon Ball fan. But if you're jumping into anime, it's going to be a little ridiculous. All right, that's it for me. Uh, any shout outs?
Shout out to people that are decorating the houses for spooky season. Yeah, we really appreciate that. That's
Mine fully decorated.
it's always a good time. Like I've never been person to decorate, the outside of for Halloween and stuff. Maybe next year. I don't know. I barely got into decorating for Christmas, so and I'm talking about the outside of the house, not the inside. Whatever. I still don't do that, but yeah.
I decorated them a lot. I decorated the inside a lot. I'll
Yes.
just say, there's a lot of stuff in our house. We're having a Halloween party this weekend, so it's fully
Ooh.
decked right now. But I'm just a Halloween guy, so
Hey, maybe we should wear like our Halloween costumes for an episode.
I'm down. You'll see me as. Should I keep it a secret?
No, yeah, keep it a secret. Yeah, keep it a
All
secret.
right, all right. All right. Well, that's going to be it for us then, guys. We love you. We appreciate you. We'll see you next week for another episode of Revenge of the Pod. Peace out, guys.